Ezekiel's vision of the valley of the dry bones came to him after God had directed him to prophesy the rebirth of Israel in chapter 36. God announced through the prophet that Israel would be restored to her land in blessings under the relationship or the leadership of David, my servant who shall be king over them. Clearly a reference to the future under Jesus Christ, the Messiah, descendant of David. However, this promise seemed impossible in light of Israel's present condition. She was dead as a nation. The nation, was dead, deprived of her land, her king, and her temple. She had been divided and despaired for so long that unification and restoration seemed impossible. So God gave Ezekiel the vision of the dry bones as a sign. God transported Ezekiel, probably not literally, but in a vision, to a valley full of dry bones and directed him to speak to the bones. Ezekiel was to tell the bones that God would make breath enter the bones and they would come to life. When Ezekiel prophesied as he was commanded, there was a sound, and behold, a rattling sound, as if the ground was shaking, as the bones were coming together, becoming life form. Resurrection took place in that event. Can you imagine Jesus bringing you to a place where there's only dry bones? God tells you, prophesy to those dry bones. They're only bones. They have no life. And all of a sudden you begin to speak life into that thing that looks dead. The Bible is not a fairy tale. You can speak to those dead areas in your life. You can prophesy. If you believe in the Christ that you claim to believe, if you believe in the Christ that you have accepted in your life, then you no longer live. It is Christ that lives in you. And when you speak life, it is Christ doing the work through you. Watch this. Before Jesus ascended into heaven, he gave the Great Commission, telling his followers to go and make disciples of all nations. He left an incredible mark, a permanent imprint of his departure that reads, I am not done yet. The resurrection allows Jesus to continue, but now in us. In other words, the life of Jesus continues to manifest through us. You did not just accept Jesus Christ so that everything could be good. You did not just accept Jesus Christ so that you can mark and stamp and say, well, now I'm going to heaven. We're missing the Great Commission part. Jesus returned to his disciples after the resurrection. And he told them, this is what you ought to do. The work is not done yet. So now where's the church? Where's the church of Christ that is willing to preach this truth, that is willing to preach this gospel? And if you don't feel like you're that person, well, God did not call me to preach. You have the power named Jesus Christ in you to speak to those dead areas in your life. Prophesy to them. Tell them I don't have this problem anymore. I pray life over my family. I pray life over my marriage. I pray life over my children. That what seems dead to you and what you may have given up on, speak and prophesy to those dry bones. The word of God is life. And the word of God is truth. And in his word, he's saying to the people, He's saying to the church, go and continue to do the work. The cross is prophetic and the cross is final, but not his word. The sacrifice was final, but not his word. His word is eternal, is everlasting, and it never ends.